Okay, I know I said I was commemorating the show's 3rd anniversary with this episode, but that's gonna have to be put on hold because I'm not gonna be late for another Valentine's Day special this year. Not that I'm looking that forward to it. Last year I went after a Charlie Brown Valentine, the second Peanuts Valentine special that was just a lazy bunch of recycled material put together with almost no story. So let's see if we can do any better this year with Someday You'll Find Her, Charlie Brown. The show begins with Charlie Brown watching a football game when... must be a Bills fan.
Linus, did you see? Linus, I just saw the most beautiful girl in the world.
What are you talking about, Charlie Brown?
There, I just saw her again. Oh no, the game's over. The game's over. I'll never see her again. Oh no, Linus, the game's over. And I've lost the only true love of my life.
Ooh, Chuck, you better hope Heather doesn't find out about this.
We have to find where she sat.
Where who sat?
That beautiful little girl. I can't get her off my mind.
The one you saw on TV? But you only saw her for 2 seconds.
2 seconds is all you need to fall in love.
Especially when it happens every week.
This boy needs to get his testosterone checked. So Charlie and Linus head all the way to the football stadium to find out where she was sitting, and apparently can just walk in and head all the way onto the field with no one caring.
She was up there, near the tunnel number 13. That's right. That's it. That's where she was sitting. Now smile. And wave.
Insert your own Catherine Webb joke here.
That's it. That's it. That's the way she was. It was a honey shot. The camera was on her for just 2 seconds. But I saw her and I fell in love.
Yeah, good thing I got a replacement in time. Oh good, Snoopy and Woodstock are here. We need some levity around all this saccharin. True friends are the ones that keep coming back to you even after you abuse them with a football. Not that Woodstock isn't capable of enacting his revenge on such situations. While all this is going on, Charlie Brown and Linus are badgering the ticket office trying to figure out who exactly was in that seat. You gotta wonder what the ticket taker thinks of all this. Hello, TV office! Stop putting hot girls on camera! I'm sick of dealing with these wackos coming in!
They don't know who sat in those seats, Charlie Brown. Maybe it was one of the season ticket holders. If it was a season ticket holder, they have the records in the downtown office.
Linus, this is our only chance.
My friend back there would like some information. He's fallen madly in love with a girl who sits in a particular seat at the stadium. My friend thinks she sits under tunnel 13. Well, he thinks it could be any seats numbered G12 to G22.
Yes, we'll get on this as soon as possible. I need a straitjacket-sized youth husky.
I have the address of the family who has these seats. Come on, Charlie Brown, they live across town.
So we get to the meat of this story where Charlie Brown and Linus go to houses of people who might have been at the game, and Chuck proceeds to make Linus his lackey to do the dirty work for him.
Charlie Brown, maybe you should go up to the door and speak for yourself.
No, I couldn't do it, Linus. I might faint. I'd stutter, Linus. I'd make a complete fool of myself. Look, it's up to you, Linus. You can do it for your old manager.
I cannot see how this can possibly backfire in any way whatsoever.
Well, where is this Lothario?
Is this the girl, Charlie Brown? No!
Congratulations, Chuck! You just caused this girl to need massive therapy for the next 12 years.
This girl says that she didn't go to the game, Charlie Brown. It was her cousin from out of town who went.
How in the world are we going to find this cousin?
We just better find out if she's the one and if she's home. But if she's not the one, Charlie Brown, I've had it. I'm through. Forget it.
Linus, you just don't understand how important this is. I've got to find her, Linus. I've just got to.
Or Linus can just stuff cotton in his ears until next week's game when Charlie Brown will find some other girl in the stands.
I don't know, Charlie Brown. This might cost all of 50 cents to get there.
The cost just doesn't matter, Linus. I must find her.
Will someone give this kid a Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue to get this girl out of his heart? Or at least some girl named Rhonda?
What do you want?
I have this friend who's madly in love with you. He saw you at the football game.
You have? Where is he? That kid choking out there?
Yes, he saw you at the game and fell madly in love with you.
So yeah, it turns out the next girl on their list has a shrill, annoying voice and apparently is a man-hater in training. In other words, this girl's gonna grow up to be Alanis Morissette.
She's not the one. I signaled to you.
She did give us a clue, though. But this place is way out in the country.
So the two take out a 6-month advance on their allowances to head all the way to the countryside and the Happy Valley farm, which is apparently guarded by the same Bobcat from Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown. Boy, and Scott Adams thinks his ability to draw characters is limited.
We gotta approach the house from the front. She says she has a pet bobcat who was very sweet, but sometimes he doesn't like strangers.
Yes?
You're holding a blanket.
Yes, I've had this blanket since I was a tiny baby.
Linus, she's the one!
And anyone who didn't see that plot twist coming, give me a mailing address and I'll send you a year's supply of liquid IQ.
Linus went in the house with my girl. I hope he's telling her about me and how I saw her on TV.
Chuck, I think you're better off hoping for the Cubs to win the World Series. And then to add insult to injury for Chuck, Snoopy finally develops a backbone and stands up to the big cat, which allows him to just easily walk into the farmhouse because, hey, he's Snoopy. He could get into the inauguration if he wanted to.
Well,
Charlie Brown, I've just met the most beautiful girl in the world.
you didn't see my signals.
She invited me in for cookies and milk.
Am I supposed to go in now?
She's perfect, Charlie Brown.
So yeah, basically Linus ends up rackjacking another one of Charlie Brown's crushes. And the worst part of all is I can't side with Chuck on this one. There's a big difference between this special and what happened in Happy New Year, Charlie Brown. In that one, Linus knew that Chuck had had it in for the little red-haired girl for a long time, and Chuck actually had the courage to ask her out in that special. Heather was, for all intents, Charlie Brown's date to that New Year's party, and Linus just muscled in on his territory. But in this special, Charlie showed no courage whatsoever and made Linus do all his dirty work, so he set himself up to have Linus take the girl from him. He's got no one to blame but himself in this case. Heck, almost the same plot line was used in an episode of The Cosby Show in which Theo got a friend of his to try and help ask out a girl for him, and the girl ended up asking the friend out. This discussion between Theo and Cliff summed the thing up perfectly.
Dad, the man stabbed me in the back.
Well, looks like to me you handed him the knife.
I saw her first!
What are you talking about?
You were supposed to tell the little girl about me! Instead, all you did was...
I'm madly in love with Mary Jo.
Oh, you even know her name, you bounder!
Sorry, Chuck, you're usually not gonna get a bigger supporter than me, but I got no sympathy for you in this case. And keep in mind, this is coming from a guy who had to pull a cork out of a bottle in order to find a girl. We get this whole sad song about loneliness, which isn't even sung by Desiree Goy yet, unfortunately, before Chuck wakes up the next morning, still keeping his fleeting hopes alive, when...
That's when I feel most alone.
Look, Chuck, you're probably better off with the dog. At least he'll stick with you, in most cases.
Just when you think everything is perfect, life deals you a blow.
I know what you mean. Maybe we should all wear batting helmets. Well, I guess I'll just make it to Mary Jo's if I leave now. I've been invited to a picnic and barbecue at the farm.
'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. Does the imagination dwell the most upon a woman won or a woman lost? I can't stand it.
Neither can I. I knew I should have listened to my political science professor. Valentine's Day sucks! This is one of the more depressing Charlie Brown specials I've seen in a while. The story is definitely thin, with a downer ending, but what makes it worse is that they were clearly trying to make Chuck sympathetic, but it fails because they make him even more wishy-washy than ever. It takes a lot to make me not sympathize with Charlie Brown, and this special succeeded in doing that with flying colors. I got a feeling that when Charlie Brown grew up, he ended up spending as much money as he could at the strip club. Not that I would know anything about that type of thing. See you next time on TV Trash.